Are we live? I think we're live. All right. We're live. What's poppin', folks? If you are watching this not live, skip ahead solid 10 minutes, see where we're at there in terms of getting to the draft. I go over some news first, chit chat, answer any questions in chat if there are those, and let people arrive. So that's what we'll be doing for now. How's everybody doing? Hopefully well. The roll. I don't know if you're there right now, but thank you for stopping in earlier and congratulating me on 700 subs. Sitting at 690 for freaking ever. And then we just cruise past it. That's just how it goes. Sometimes you just cruise past these goals that you were sitting at forever, it seems like. It's funny. Started a poll so far. We got 3 out of 4 people voted on it, saying that they are starting to get anxious for the NFL season. So that is exciting. Hopefully, we'll get some people to do this draft today along with me. If not, either way, we'll get it a draft in. The question will be, do I do an underdog draft or a sleeper draft? I know it's easier for y'all to join in for sleeper drafts. So I always happy to do those, and I do think they're a little bit more accurate to the home draft outcome by a little ways, just because you got to draft a little bit differently for underdog, but I don't know, it's close. Nice thing about underdog is, it is a real draft. There are real people in it. All right. I don't see anybody chatting up yet. So we're going to start off with some news, NFL news. Especially, it seems like usually there's a little bit more happening in the offseason. And it's not that there's nothing happening, but even the things that are happening, there just hasn't been too much. But one of those things that's been sitting in the background that we all know about has been Brandon Ayuk and the San Francisco 49ers. And it's had more interesting days. It's also come to some sort of official request from Brandon Ayuk now to be traded from San Francisco. So that is, out there. I don't know, let me know what you think, but I don't think that it's very likely that he goes anywhere. San Francisco is in this, this is their Super Bowl year before things have to start be broken apart, before they have to pay, I almost called him Brandon Ayuk, but before they have to pay Purdy. It's just kind of where their roster's at what I would say its peak. And we're getting McCaffrey in probably one of his last years of, being the best running back in the league. So, this is what they built up for. And then you have one of the biggest pieces in Brandon Ayuk requesting a trade. So it's got to be frustrating. But I don't think they want to pay him. So that's what's frustrating for Ayuk. And that's what's tough for San Francisco, is that they're just going to have to stay steadfast for it, I believe, because I really know that they don't want to trade him. They're going to have to get a heck of a lot for a trade. Now, we will talk about one possible trade that would be out there that would be kind of odd, but would probably be the one thing that I think they would be open to. Let's see if I have anything. The other thing, too, just in terms of Ayuk, I would imagine at the end of the day he ends up playing for them, maybe sits a week or two, but we've seen a couple of guys, or at least one for sure, sit for the year, and it just hasn't paid off for him. Not monetarily, not career-wise, none of that. It just hasn't worked out, so I think Ayuk's going to have to take a little bit of a risk and end up playing this year to something that he agreed to be fair. Though I understand why the players look for these contracts early. It's a little bit more reassurance, getting those extensions and everything. What's up, Extraordinaire? How are you doing? What up, The Roll? I don't know if you missed it. I did. I saw your congratulations on the 700 subs. Appreciate that, Roll. Thanks for stopping on in earlier and congratulating me. And Mr. Extraordinaire, how are you today? More news. Rumor alert. The Raiders are interested in Ayuk, who has a connection to Antonio Pierce from ASU. Raiders would probably send Devontae Adams in a trade, as he has no real money left on his deal. So that is a rumor. Just one of those things that got put out there into the ether. I think it's one of those rumors that has like a little. It's not just somebody random on Twitter saying it, but you know, who knows? But this is what I was talking about. This is the case where like, okay, we don't really want to get rid of Ayuk, but we are going to get Devontae Adams now. I don't know what's how many. Is this like Adams last year? Does he have 2 years? Because then that could make some sense for them. I don't know, but depending on exactly where things are at, maybe that could make some sense. And then that gives, you know, a tangible asset that can be used this year to San Francisco if that gets Brandon Ayuk happy and everybody's happy at the end of the day. Please no Ayuk to the Raiders. I can't control these things. I'm just reporting on what's been said. Cooper for Brandon. I don't think that is even close to fair. Cooper and for Ayuk. The only thing is Ayuk's got to get paid wherever he goes. I don't know that Cleveland's got that cash right now. I just saw something earlier. Cleveland has the most expensive offense already. So then they've got dead money by sending Cooper away. I assume Cooper. I wonder. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, but you know, you want that because you're a Cleveland fan. Yeah, I don't know. There's deals like that all over the league that like could happen, but they just don't normally happen. Browns just extended Hopkins, their kicker, I assume. Other news this past week on the other side of things, or I don't know, other side, but Jordan Addison was arrested for an alleged DUI, so that's no fun. Michael Redmond, what's up, man? Thanks for stopping on through. Why don't I, should I get the link out there for this draft? We're going to do a 12-team draft this week. We did 10 last week. So before we finish up the news, let me just get this set up. We're going to go half PPR, unless, yes, Michael, unless somebody wants to do full PPR, we could do that. Let me know. For now, I'm going to go half PPR, 12-team PPR. Name of the name is the Mock Draft. Yeah, we'll keep it that name. We'll go to 2 minutes because I sometimes, you know, I just need a little bit of time to chat about the picks and stuff, give a little bit of insight into my thinking. Third round reversal, no. Okay, so we'll update that, and then the roster settings: quarterback, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, tight end, flex, 5 bench. How does that sound to you? What is this? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I think there should be one more bench in here or something like that. We'll do that. Hey, appreciate the new sub. Full PPR, we can do that. More starters, please. So you want 3 wide receiver, full PPR? Okay, 3 wide receiver, 6 bench, full PPR. I think we can do that. I need to practice for my own draft, y'all. What? All right. Okay. I drafted with a bunch of old people, so it's half PPR, which I actually do prefer. Half PPR, 2 wide receiver. I actually want to start up a league and do all flex, 5 flexes, just like in the NFL. You got 5 spots for the specialty players. You can put whoever you want out there. I would probably require 1 running back, 1 wide receiver, and then do specialty scoring for tight ends, maybe like third down. You know, receptions for third downs or something for tight ends, half PPR, something else, you know, along the way, possibly for scoring, to just try to keep all the positions somewhat equal, bring up that tight end a little bit since it's not required. All right. Okay, make sure everything's updated there. Let's copy the invite link. By the way, Michael, thank you very much. Welcome to the channel. I hope you like it. Is this the link? This is the link. Hope you like my stuff, and feel free to, you know, always let me know in the comments if there's anything that you want to see. I don't plan too far ahead, so if you got ideas for videos that you want to see me look into, if it's something I think I can do, I will try to make it happen. No guarantees, but I can try. I'll stick around for another. All right, so there is. You guys can hop on in here. What's up, Mikey? MKE? Is that Milwaukee? No way. MKE though, that's always used for Milwaukee. All right, did I miss anything, guys? Can I join on? Ayuk has to be paid wherever he goes, and he won't sign with anyone but Washington. Is that a report, or are you just going off of all his talk with Jaden Daniels and everything? I just don't see how Washington needs him either. That'd be weird. Yeah, baby, 414. I'm from Green Bay. That's Lambeau Field right back here. Do I the video we did so you can post it? Do I want the video that we did so I can post it? It would feel... We would have to like re-record the intro or something. I'll think about that, but... Probably... Not necessarily, not really. I don't know, like where it fits in with my stuff, you know. Dope. Yeah, I'm not currently living in Green Bay, and I don't know that I'm going to have the funds to make it to Green Bay. I've talked to some friends, and they're already, like, have other people who've asked them if they can stay at their places. So... I don't know. I'm so upset that I'm probably not going to be in Green Bay when the draft is in Green Bay. And it's just sad. But I'll just have to treat myself to go into a draft sometime. Because it'd be cool to go to the one in Green Bay. But the only real... Like, I don't have a huge urge to go to the draft itself. Like, all the extra festivities surrounding it. Like, I get a better view of everything from the television, to me, it seems like, and a more comfortable view. So I don't have any urge to go to it, but I feel like because if I don't make it to the one in Green Bay, like I'm just gonna have to treat myself someday and go to one, just so that I can have that experience that I feel like I'll have missed out on. But yeah. I've gone to a lot of 49ers Packers games. Be prepared to be saddened because you know how the Packers do that. The roll! Yeah, come do a draft on there someday if you want. Alright, we got more news here. And let's see, we've got 1, 2. Just to let you know, Mr. Extraordinaire, Sleeper is not a gambling website, so you should have access to be able to hop in here if you wanted to create an account and jump in here. There's no, it's not even like, oh, a credit card's needed because you can gamble on it. None of that. It's just a drafting app and league managing app. So if you want to get on in here just for fun, we'll take you. You'll draft no worse than a robot. I know this isn't your main thing. It's going to be a 12-person draft. All right, we got 9 people. Come on, guys, join the draft. Well, you can subtract 2 from the watching list. I have my phone on it, and then I just monitor it from my computer over here, so. 7. Okay. Jordan Addison arrested for alleged DUI. This is his second vehicular incident in 2 years of being in the league. Not even a year and a couple of months that he's been in the league, and he's already been involved in 2 incidents this time, a DUI. He was speeding last time. He was going to 140 in a 55, which is just insane and so not safe and just crazy. This time, he gets found on the side of the highway, or a highway, I'm sure, at 55, and he's asleep at the wheel. Not good looks. There is a 1 week minimum. Oh, on top of that, this happens 1 week after his own teammate was killed in an accident that is believed to be caused or alcohol was involved in that accident. So not good. Then he goes, I think he posts a picture of what looks like a screwdriver, orange juice, vodka, uh, out on in a patio of some sort, like the morning after this arrest, day after, afternoon after, I don't know exactly, close to. Just none of this is good looks. All this is spelling disaster. Somebody needs a spanking. So he'll almost certainly miss one game because that is the rule for DUI. Of course, that is if you get charged with it. Bit of a difference between getting arrested for it and getting charged for it, or being found guilty of it. And we all know the law process can take some time. But due to his previous history, you just got to think something will happen. So he should miss a game at some point this season. Will he miss 2 games? I don't know for sure, but I think that that's possible. In terms of fantasy football, I'm not like one game just isn't enough to really move me somebody lower in my rankings. 2 games might be close to, but especially if it's not a sure thing, whatever. Tough to do. Addison is cooked. Well, he's an idiot. What are we doing? Draft. I don't know how to do fantasy, but I guess I'll have to give it a try. Yeah, just give it a try. Just you got to fill up. If you look right here on the screen where I'm circling, you need 1 quarterback, you need a running back, there are 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, a tight end, and a flex spot, which is a tight end, a wide receiver, a running back. Typically, probably a wide receiver, but in 3, it's a wide receiver or a running back normally. And then there's going to be like 6 more guys that you're going to draft. You might want 2 tight ends. You might want 2 quarterbacks for the season. We're not drafting kickers or DSTs in here. And you just draft the guys that you like, and they have a good idea, roughly, of where guys go. So you can just scroll here if you want to look down the list a little ways for people that you like more. But, this gives you a good idea of who you need to take soon, depending on where you're drafting from. Speaking of, the roles drafting from my spot. I'm never going to get practice. I got to do so bad this year. I got to take Team 6. Brendan Rice is the best Rice in the AFC West. Well, that's a bold statement. But maybe soon that will be true. Usually waits for court rulings, which is what they should do. I mean, you think of like what happened with the punter last year. I have no problem with waiting, and they didn't do that for a long time, and then now people get pissed because they do it, but it's like, it's frustrating because you want people to especially in severe instances like last year, like the SA case, it's tough. You don't want to react to things and then find out they're false later, but you also want to react to things especially when they're serious, so it's tough. I don't think Rice gets his suspension until next year. I think it'll go. Here's the thing, you never want those suspensions. Sometimes these things will get pushed along quicker because you don't want those suspensions to be coming towards the end of the year in an important game. We're going to be possibly making it into playoffs or not, and all of a sudden the legal thing comes to a conclusion at that point in time, and you get suspended. They react. So sometimes these things they get delayed or pushed forward for those reasons. I'm not telling you to lie. You do what you're comfortable with. Darn, sorry to hear that, but hopefully you stick around. 18 or older. Okay, I'm trying to read what you're saying there. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder why you have to be 18 for the sleeper app. Weird. Yeah, I know it's just the app. That's just odd to me, but I guess it's because you can host real leagues on here, but still, it's not like you can't store money on the app. But I guess they're just trying to be a little bit. Maybe there's a state that has some sort of. Must be some state out there, maybe California or something, that's got some sort of ruling that they don't want to mess with. Oh. Okay. Well, then come on in. I have one more little news clip here is that Saints Ryan Ramczyk is going to be going on the reserve/pup list, and the reporting is that he's likely to be missing the entire season. Now, this isn't new news. It's a degenerative knee issue that he has. We knew about this pre-draft. I was actually suggesting the Saints draft because I thought it sounded pretty dire. So I was suggesting that the Saints draft 2 tackles right off the gate because I didn't think that they got anybody on the team that is good. And so to me, it was like, especially at least in the first 3 rounds, if not first 2 picks, to take tackles. They did take 1, but I thought they needed another one. And this is a big blow. Ryan Ramczyk was like the guy that was good on their offensive line, and probably career over, unfortunately. But I don't know where their thought process was. A lot of people weren't saying this season. A lot of people were saying like, maybe they can get like a half of a season out of him or most of a season out of him, etc. at that point in time. So I don't know what the team was thinking, but they might have been caught a little bit with their pants down. That offensive line could be pretty bad. So there we go. The roll. I guess you didn't have to move, but I can hop on in there. It's making me download it. Okay, I will resend the link here for you. And anybody else, if you want to join in. There it is. And then we'll get going here. And then we'll call her a night. Does anybody out there watch House of the Dragon? But yeah, Michael, I agree with you. It is pretty sad that for any team to lose that. I like to watch good football, so it sucks when good players go down. Every Sunday at 6. Yep, same here. Well, at 9. At 6. So you're not... Okay, so that's why you are a San Fran fan. So you're from MKE, huh? Devon Jackson coming out of the shadows to Mark. It's good. It's good. It's not as good as Game of Thrones, who I'm rewatching slowly with a friend. I've been rewatching with this chick for episode at a time. She lives back home, so we just like started at the same time, and it's probably been a year, and we're like maybe mid-second season so far. She's like just barely into the show. Just enough that we're still watching. But it took us, I think there was a good period of like 3-4 months where we didn't see a single episode. So I'm trying to keep pushing her to keep watching it. But I don't think it's as good as just the writing sometimes. It's a little flat. Seems like they're a little inconsistent, like they're trying to force things to happen sometimes instead of just letting it naturally happen within the story. But otherwise, very good show. Almost done. All right. Not Devin. Welcome in, man. Thank you for joining in. That picture looks pretty great. From Milwaukee, just moved 2 years ago, but Kaepernick. How you liking it in Cali? Was born in Milwaukee, so I became a fan. All right. Yes, fair enough. I got to watch Kaepernick run all over us in that playoff game that was extremely cold. That was just a joy. Not as good as seasons 1 through 6 of Game of Thrones, but 7 and 8 were trash. They were, but I don't know that the writing's like a whole lot. 7 and 8 were trash compared to 1 through 6. And honestly, people were still into Game of Thrones through 7 and 8, even though the quality was down. It's the final like 3 episodes of 8 that people don't like. It's the final episode that people don't like. And I get it. I agree with every decision that happened. What literally happened, I agree with throughout the final season. I thought everything was like what I thought should or would happen, most likely. But it's the speed with which it happened. It just so fast. The Dany turn. Like, it was hinted at all the time that she was going to go crazy like a Targaryen does. But it just happened like that. There wasn't this gradual over 3 seasons all of a sudden, even though we've been hinting at it, like, okay, here now is the turn. You could see moments of it where she would lose her temper in early seasons and everything, where she would want to do the wrong thing and then kind of hold herself back from doing the wrong thing and being the hero of the slaves. So it all made sense. It's just that, like, that's where they were going with the ending. It's just that it became so corny. The writing got worse, and everything just happened so quickly. It was bad. I don't really like the dragon riding, though. Like, the filming of it. I never liked that first-person perspective in movies. It's fine for games, but in movies I think it's weird. Michael Redmond, I'm in Phoenix, and I love it besides the 115 heat. Yeah, I'm in southern Florida, and I love it besides the 105, the 94, 95, 96 heat with like close to 100% humidity. Sometimes you walk outside and it's literally like you have to swim to walk, to breathe. Got a big spider bite. Thank you for letting us know that, the roll. All right, is everybody in here? We were waiting on the download there. How you doing, Michael? Not Michael Redmond, the other Michael. Football extraordinaire, are you moving along? Still almost done? Yo, people are freaking out about this whole mom thing in this last episode, but like, these are Targaryens we're talking about. This is, real history in the sense of like bloodlines and a lot of times what these dynasties of the world have done in order to keep their blood pure, in order to keep in power. For a long time it was not taboo to marry your cousin. Mom, yeah, that's I think forever probably been something else, but people are freaking out about that. And it's like, first of all, it was a dream that like he was grossed out by it too when he found out. Second of all, I mean, everybody was trying to ship Jon Snow and Daenerys, and that was his freaking aunt. That's really no better than mom. Maybe. No, it's not. It's not. It's no better than mom. Jamar Chase finishes wide receiver 1. Burrow wins MVP. Ooh. All right, so a little discussion here. Chase wide receiver 1 in both Dynasty and Redraft. Do y'all agree? I can see it. We'll say like that. Like, he was in my conversation for wide receiver 1. I went with CeeDee Lamb because of how my projections worked out and everything, but Jamar Chase was a no doubt top 3 for me. And I would be happy to see Burrow win MVP. We'll see if he can. All right, 2 more minutes about. All right. Holy cow, man. You got that country internet, huh? Bling, bling, bling. Is that the sound your internet makes when you pick up the phone? I'm not a voice actor, That was my best try. Yeah. I mean, this is not a very, very hefty app. It's all right. The Football Extraordinaire has been a very loyal follower of the channel, and I've filmed a video with him that will come out someday. Maybe not. But filmed out a video with him, too, about Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver potential targets for them. So we'll wait for Mr. Extraordinaire. Sorry, guys. I know it's taking a little bit longer than we'd like, but he's a good dude. Chase wide receiver 1. Brees RB1. I like that. The roll. Look at that. Connections. Yeah, by the way, if you guys like Football Extraordinaire, if you didn't catch it, he does not like, he doesn't do fantasy football, but he's very much into college, and he came on board with the channel with all of my draft stuff, the NFL draft stuff, and my scouting videos and all that is where he found the channel, and that's what he does. He follows college football year round. So if you're into college football, check out his channel. He's been doing team outlooks for this upcoming season for like, I don't know, a team a day. So I don't know how many teams, but quite a few. I have. I can't not put. He's just so good and on such a good team still. I can't not have Christian McCaffrey as my RB1. But I respect. Like Brees Hall is RB1 in my heart. I really like Brees Hall. All right, the football extraordinaire. That's you. All right. Here we go. We got a nice spread. Computer's picking in between us. Let's roll, folks. We're going to start the draft. You got 2 minutes for your picks. Feel free to not take all of your 2 minutes. And, I'm going to have to talk a little bit about my picks for anybody watching the video. But, yeah. Let's Christian McCaffrey first off the board. Last week I picked from one. I picked CD over McCaffrey. I'll be starting to look at specifically like drafting from certain areas of the draft. All right, so Brees Hall to Mikey. The roll going Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, Tariq Hill taking off in between there. Justin Jefferson off the board. And Michael is looking at Amon-Ra, Bijan, A.J. Brown, Puka, and if I know him right, he's going to take Amari Cooper. No, he doesn't like Amari Cooper. He's going to take Nick Chubb with the first pick. Try to stick roughly to the board a little bit, extraordinaire, just so it doesn't get too off the rails. Goes Amon-Ra St. Brown. What goes up must come down, so I honestly can see it happening this year. I almost never pick the previous year's number one, especially at wide receiver, but running back I'm a little more willing to do it for the next year's one. But it's Christian McCaffrey, So Bijan Robinson's still available. I know I have somebody ranked ahead of... Well, do I? Or is Bijan my number 2? I don't think so. Might be. I'm going to go... Yeah. A.J. Brown was just such a disappointment down the stretch last year. Garrett Wilson, just a couple of questions there. The running backs I really like. I think this is too early for Marvin Harrison and whatnot. Yeah, we're going to go Bijan Robinson. Jahmyr Gibbs. A.J. Brown taking around the turn. Barkley goes off the board, who I was hoping. Going double wide receiver there for not Devon. Devon? 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 Let me know. Double running back around the turn there. Marvin Harrison goes. I'm looking at Kyron Williams. I'm looking at Chris Olave. I'm really high up on Chris Olave this year. I think this new offensive coordinator is going to get the ball in his hands a lot. And it being a bad offensive line shouldn't kill Chris Olave because he can get open quickly. It's part of his game. It's not like we got to wait for him to get 20 yards down the field. I don't really like taking wide receiver tight ends this early. So I think that's what we're going to do. For me, I do want to open up wide receiver, running back, if possible. Give me a little bit of flexibility. So I'm going to do that. Chris Olave is my boy. It is Davon. Cool. I will try to remember that. I apologize if I don't. And welcome to the channel if you're new as well. I haven't seen you around before, so very nice to see you around. Oh, I took Bijan from you? So ETN, Amon-Ra St. Brown for Michael. Nice start. Jamar Chase. What are we going to do? Looks like some of the running backs. Do you believe in A-Chan, Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry, or... Okay, believer in A-Chan. I think it's too early. I don't think he's going to get enough carries to be consistent enough for that early of a pick. But I get it, and he's also one of my favorite running backs in the league. Just made a couple vids about Olave. Nice. I'm going to try and go check those out. All right, so we got Brees Hall Josh Allen popping off for that one, Mikey. And Derrick Henry. The roll grabs Neighbors. We got Nico Collins coming off there. Mike Evans. Travis Kelce, Neighbors. All right. So, what are we looking at? Monra, ETN, Diggs, DJ Moore. By the way, just did a video. Tomorrow will be coming out on the Houston wide receivers highlights video, so check that out on whether or not all three of them are worth it or not, where they're going in drafts. So I won't reveal if they are or not right now. Also, you can click on these if you want to just look at one position. So Diggs, DJ Moore, Debo, Jalen Waddle, Michael Pittman, Cooper Kupp, DK Metcalf, Devonta Smith, all up next for wide receivers. Goes with Diggs. Running back, Rashad White, James Cook, Joe Mixon. Oh, I do like a Cook a lot. But I did just move him down my board a little bit after I also prepared a video about him. DJ Moore is somebody who I got to look at again. I have him ranked very highly. But when it comes to ties for running back and wide receiver, we are doing a 3 wide receiver league, huh? Yeah. Shucks. I'm going to go with my rankings for now. It's also this. So DJ Moore, it is. Let's roll, baby. DJ Moore, Olave, Robinson. Michael Redmond. Neighbors and Marv aren't that far apart. Well, I don't know if they are. Their situations are a little bit different. And Marv's, I think they're both going a little too early, especially Marv, though. Oh, my. So, James Cook remains around here. My boy. I like that. I mean, I think I have a pretty, steady Eddie team. And James Cook's just going to give me more of that, I believe. So I'm not even going to look around. I'm just going to go Cook there around the 4th turn. Not Davon grabbing, going heavy wide receiver, as you should always think about. But how's that running back room going to turn out? We will find out. This is why we do these practices, right? So Antonio Brown, Garrett Wilson, Jalen Waddle, Jalen Hurts. I'm really interested to see how this turns out. You got the stack there with Hurts and Brown. It should be fun. And let's see how this goes. Going, 0 RB, basically. Football extraordinaire. Got ETN, Pacheco, Amon St. Brown. So, as you can see how I'm talking about not Davon. 3 wide receiver, full PPR. You do want to get wide receivers. But, hey, going Mark Andrews there as a tight end 3 off the board. And DK Metcalf to the roll. My wide receiver 1 is going to be a super sleeper who I think is going to explode. Michael Redmond. Devonta Smith. People thought that last year, too. I was going to Cook, Mixon, or White, but I couldn't pass up Waddle as wide receiver 43. Yeah. Player 43, roughly. Fair enough. If you believe in the man, why not? All right, we got our 3 wide receivers in Chase, Neighbors, Metcalf, and HN at running back. Got an explosive roster here from the roll. What's he going to do next? Going to fill up one of those tight end spots? Going to get the next running back? Maybe look at the quarterback room? The roll. I've drafted so many Yahoo Best Ball drafts that I feel good about this team. It's nice to... how do you feel about the players and where they're going? Do you think it's different from the Yahoo Best Ball drafts here? I would think because it's best ball, probably. Pickens is going to be top 10 this year. See, I don't think so. I just took Smith because he's solid and he fell. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he does this year. It's kind of his breakout year, or is he just kind of a little inconsistent? I don't agree with you on Pickens. But that's not to say I think he's a bad. I just don't agree with the ultimate upside. T. Higgins went a little bit there for the extraordinaire. See, I don't mind. If you're going to go tight end, I think you either go late or you get one of these guys. The board is asking me to take Trey McBride. He's definitely falling a little ways. I also like AR. I'm going to do it. I will take Trey McBride as my tight end here. I think if you're going to get one of these top, have one more tight end that I like. Kyle Pitts goes around the turn, and David Montgomery. Connor Montgomery. Two running backs that people don't like, but they do good. You know, what can you say? Burrow over Richardson is insane, but I love it. Who went Burrow over Richardson? The roll did. All right. And I think I've filled out. It's just my wide receiver flex spot still hanging around there. And we're getting towards the end of these wide receivers that I really like. Yeah, I think. Okay, well, let's see. I feel like I'm going to regret not going wide receiver. But Anthony Richardson is the last of like this group of quarterbacks that I really, really feel can give you that little extra boost above, whoever hasn't taken a quarterback at this point in the draft, basically. And hopefully above the roll. And you're Joe Burrow, but I love it too. And that's why this is more fun like this, because you get people who are convicted and they take the picks that they want to take, just like you see in your regular everyday draft. Dak Prescott going to Michael here. All right, filling it out. Dak's good. George Kittle filling that out. So most of us are filling up our quarterback and tight end spots here. Mikey going 2 QB early. I think that's too early for that. I'm interested if you play 2 QB league or if you play Superflex. Yahoo ADP sucks, but you can draft monster teams because of it. Fair enough. And then Godwin right after Odunze. Mostert off of the board after that. Pollard. Mostert's another guy. Could end up being a value late. Zamir White, my love. Very nice. The roll, I think, getting good value there. I'm going to get you brownie points when I look at your team at the end. Ridley going to extraordinaire. Got your 3 wide receivers filled up. And that's probably what I'm going to need to look to do here. So, running backs. Zach Moss has some possible great upside to him. Could also suck. A few guys that we like. Probably going soon. Also probably going to make it to my next pick anyways. Jaden Reed. Lad. Xavier. DeAndre. So, for me, I probably have Jaden Reed ranked the highest out of this group. I really kind of want to go with one of those other guys, but I'm not going to. We'll add Jaden Reed in here. Right behind that, Brock Bowers goes Najee Harris. So I think we should start to see the next quarterback tight end kind of run, or the tight end started. It would be the next quarterback run go. So just keep that in mind if you're drafting. If you already have that kind of position, to what you'll be seeing. You sniped me on McBride too. I'm sorry. Keep sniping you, huh? After last year, I'll never leave another draft without 2 quarterbacks that are top 10. I know how it feels. I once averaged about... my average quarterback output ended up being worse than it was like the quarterback 36 on average or something like that on the season-long averages. My quarterback output was absolutely dog crap. The rest of my team was great, and it just sunk my team. I could not get the right quarterback on the right week after my quarterback went down. So I get you, because it can go poorly, even though it's not supposed to when your quarterback goes down. So liking the wide receivers, liking the running backs. This is I got to be more prepared for the future. Still need a flex. We probably want this to be wide receiver. So I think I'm going to go Brian Thomas. I like the possible upside, even though I don't know that I believe in him. JSN, Christian Watson. Well, I have Jaden Reed, so we're definitely not going to do that. Yeah, I think we're going to go with Brian Thomas here. Give us some explosiveness in that possible flex spot. So yeah, so here's where we're going. That's the only thing about getting tight end quarterback already is now my flex spot. Not even my wide receiver 3. Not great, possibly good, but going into the season, not going to feel too confident about that or my flex spot. We'll get some more competition here for the flex spot, that's for sure. But start off with, compared to having Christian Kirk in there as my 3, and or my flex and like Keenan Allen or what, Rishi Rice. But, you know, I can also see why I would take those two there. It's tough. Mikey going Christian Watson, Coleman around his turn. I like that. I think Coleman's going to have a chance to be all right if they utilize him correctly. Is just what it comes down to. The role, getting QB2 there, Justin Herbert, and Football Extraordinaire getting QB2 with Baker. Look at that. All right. So there's going to be... Does everybody have one? And some have two already. All right. A lot of the humans have two. I am not going to bother with that. I'm going to say probably thank you for what you leave me here. Let's see. I mean, I wouldn't even mind Jake Ferguson in my flex sometimes, but he's not going to have the same upside. All right, so I see what I want to do with my next pick. So I'm going to start off with Brian Robinson. I don't have a Washington player, do I? I don't want too much Washington, so I just got to make sure I didn't grab anything else from that offense. Yeah, I mean, it's be a little inconsistent, but hopefully I can play him. Hopefully things get better as the season goes along, and hopefully he'll be a flex, and I can just play him against teams that suck against the run, and hope for the best then. I like the mindset, but you could have gotten QB 10 in the 8th round or so. Talking about like this, the AR type, Michael. You keep getting sniped at your tight end, huh? I almost took Ferguson. I was thinking about it. May I suggest Goddard? Not much. That or you just wait. I mean, actually, if you don't like Goddard, Hawkinson, Schultz, like just wait on the tight end to the last like 2 rounds, and you can get, or maybe not the last 2 rounds, but like, you know, pick up a Pat Freiermuth and Isaiah Likely, or Pat Freiermuth and who do I like? Noah Fant, and just get yourself a second streamer that you can believe in, who can, you know, maybe surprise, like I think Noah Fant might be able to do this year. So going Sutton, McConkey, I like Ladd. Don't love Sutton. I don't think there's going to be much upside there. But, hey, you know, 9th round. Benson, you know, so yeah, I could say that about some other guys here too that I don't love. And hey, maybe I'll be drafting somebody I don't love. So Romeo's still sticking around, which I don't care about because I've already got Reed. I don't want 2 of them. Curtis Samuel, interesting, but I was waiting on Adonai Mitchell. I like this upside. Khalil Shakir also in that convo. Mike Williams right up there. Maybe Josh Downs. But we're going to go AD. Get ourselves... we got a couple rookies. So then a couple more tight ends. Goddard, Schultz, go. So yeah, you're just going to be able to... Not Davon. You're just going to have to wait to the end here. Get your tight ends around here. Because most people have filled them up. Some people will take a tight end too, but kind of in that territory. I'm actually tilted. Oh, that's why you took Cortland Sutton. That makes sense because you're on tilt. It all makes sense. Is the wide receiver? He is the wide receiver 1 on his team. That is correct. It's just like, well, it's not just like, but it's like last year, I couldn't believe where Nico Collins was going. I'm like, he's the wide receiver 1 on his team, y'all. I don't care that there's some rookie throwing to him and everything. Like, that's just an unknown. You know, we don't even know that the rookie sucks. Just, you know, this year. It won't be surprising. Okay, so I don't think Cortland Sutton gets... The reason that I don't like him is, like, he got so many touchdowns last year. But... this offense could move the ball better, and Cortland Sutton could end up getting more receptions at the end of the day, which half PPR, full PPR scoring like this, obviously that matters. So that would make sense. That's going to be one of my issues with my team is the full PPR is probably not working extremely well towards my wide receiver room. Like DJ Moore, competition there. DJ Reed, Jaden Reed, a lot of competition there. Brian Thomas, probably not going to be like a guy who gets all the throws. A.D. Mitchell, a lot of competition there. None of these guys, but A.D. Mitchell actually might end up having a decent amount. Ooh, do I have a stack? I do, with Anthony Richardson. All right. I don't know. So we're in this territory now, huh? I think we need some backup running backs. Chase Brown, we'll take a shot on that. Yeah. 3 picks left. 4 picks for you, Davon. Ford. And Kamal Kmet. I got Trey McBride. I ain't worried about my tight end. I am a little worried. I should have gone Trevor Lawrence right here. I should have gone Trevor. I should have gone Trev. All right. Instead, I think I will take Kendre Miller here. Kirk Cousins goes. Football extraordinaire. Grabbed Khalil Shakir last round. Probably going to want to add a little bit of wide receiver depth into that. You're riding thin on the flex / wide receiver area there. Just a heads up. I mean, I think if anybody else wants to argue that, oh, going the heavy tight end. So now you're flex, like you can decide between the tight ends and everything. And because it's Pat, I'm not going to argue. So Xavier Legette, Mike Williams around the last turns for the role. Isaiah Likely here. And then we got Luke and Chig. Did you punt? Oh, we had 2 players that punted the tight end. Luke, Chig. I like the duo. I don't know how good. There are other tight ends I would go over Chig personally. Namely, I'm just going to go to Noah Fant. I don't know. Kadon, Chig, like whatever. Probably Kadon by a hair. Yeah, it's just Noah Fant. Oh, and Jelani Woods. The roll. On the board. Getting nervous, sweaty hands. Palms sweaty already. Oh, that's why he was so nervous. It took Quentin Johnston going out there. Right behind him goes Josh Palmer, the wide receiver 2 for LA. Quentin Johnston being the wide receiver 3. I think he made a mistake. Kidding. Well, I'm not kidding, but maybe I am. What are we doing here? We got. I'm also running thin on the wide receiver flexes, but we might just have to. At this point, we can probably find a lot of this stuff on the waiver wire. And we don't need another running back, so I'm going to take. No way. Did somebody get taken that I thought wouldn't? Or am I on drugs? You know, probably got Aaron Rodgers next. Ty Chandler. The roll got a shaka. Shaka laka. Don't do it, Michael. Oh, wait, Michael, I'm okay. Oh, I know. I understand. Tyler Algier in the last round. I like that, you know. That's strong if Bijan goes down. One of the best backups. And I am going to go for. I don't know who I have higher, but I don't really care because Jelani Woods, I think the ceiling is higher. Noah Fant, the floor is higher, and ultimately, you know, I'm not really hoping to have to play my tight end 2, and I might drop him at some point, but on the off chance that Jelani goes off, maybe I could trade him instead. Probably not going to get the most targets, but his targets could be could lead to a couple of big games. And if he can do that early on in the season, then he could become a hot commodity. Not going to get like a whole lot, but if you can trade him and I don't know, and a Brian Robinson to upgrade Brian Robinson to like a Zamir White if he's kind of struggling, but you like him a lot. Hey, bada bing, bada boom. All right, let's check these. M is for Mikey from Milwaukee, who doesn't live in Milwaukee. Da-da-da-da. All right, Davon, sorry you're last up, but I talked about your team like the most during it. So, Mikey goes Breece Hall, Josh Allen, Derrick Henry, Smith Pickens. So, another case here for full PPR. I don't think these are like the optimal full PPR wide receivers in Smith Pickens, but it is what it is. Also, Pickens, depending on how they utilize him, maybe he will be. Chris Godwin, more of a full PPR guy, probably. If he can turn it around just a little bit more than last year. Jordan Love, so I think it's too early, but I get it. Been scarred. Sometimes old scars don't heal quickly. So really went for the wide receivers then. After going running back early, makes a lot of sense. I like that strategy. Get Keon Coleman, Christian Watson behind Godwin. It's not my favorite wide receiver room, but I get it. And obviously, like it's still fine, and I like going heavy there. Zach Charbonnet, Lloyd, I really like Lloyd. Charbonnet, I think he needs an injury in front of him, but in case that's wrong or whatnot, there's potential there. Luke Musgrave, Chig, I get it. I like the idea of punting the tight end, going those too late, and Roschon to finish it up, absolutely fine. Yeah, so it's not like my favorite team. I'm not going to give it a grade or anything, but I get most everything. My only issue would be like you could probably get like Tua or Herbert here, Jaden, you could get Jaden Daniels here. Like, I would much rather Jaden late than Jordan here when at wide receiver, you could get that third wide receiver instead to be, well, McLaurin, frankly, instead of like Godwin, McLaurin something. But I get it. Trade them. I don't know. I would give this a. See, I like the ideology. I don't love the players, but I don't like to pretend like just because I'm not gonna be 100% correct on the players. So. I don't know. I'm going to start off with a B+, so that way I got room to go here. I think it's a good philosophy overall on how to draft. Like, I would have gone CD over Breece. There's just little things overall that I don't feel like it's an A personally, but I get it. The role, Chase at pick 5, that's nice. It's nice, this 5th pick. I think in my analysis that I'm doing for some videos last week is like the prime spot, I feel like, because of what you're going to get. Even 6 there, I think, for Amon-Ra, not Jefferson's very nice, but really there. You saying the 2 spot for wide receivers, blah? That's why I think you go CD. And maybe my bigger issue is like Josh Allen here. I don't really like quarterbacks getting taken early. I get that he's, the one and everything, but it's like you give up on some of this other stuff, and Ayuk, Nico, Diggs more. So it's like I get it. There is a bit of a cliff off to the next wide receiver after this grouping, I'd say after Olave basically there, but also, I don't know. It's just a little early for me. The role, so Chase, Achane, like I said, Achane's not I think it's early for Achane. Malik, DK, so going out on a limb with Malik. And then DK, I think you have like, to me, this is a very boom or bust roster, and then you take Burrow, but you're stacking with Chase, so that's nice. That should really kind of help to increase that boom or bust. Like, you're not going to, when your team goes off, you're not going to lose. That's for sure. Even if the other team has a really good week type of thing. Same with George Kittle, very boom or bust. And I don't mind leaning into boom or bust if you're going to go boom or bust. Like, let's just, because if 3 guys have boom weeks, there we go. And then if 2 guys have bust weeks, like, it kind of evens itself out. Zamir White, I love. Javonte Williams, I don't like. Herbert, I like where he gets taken. Mike Williams, I get it. Xavier Legette, I get it. Isaiah Likely, fine as a tight end too. Why not? Quentin Johnston, I would much rather Palmer there. So I don't get it really. Akers, I definitely don't get it. So I don't like the end of it. This is going to be similar, I think. I'm going to go B+. It's for different reasons. But it's right in that same territory where it's not quite the team I would personally draft, so I'm not going to go with the A, but I like it. Football extraordinaire. Amon-Ra, Etienne, Pacheco, Andrews, Higgins. All right, so Etienne, Pacheco, like, fine. Amon-Ra, great. Mark Andrews, strong. I've taken him the last 2 years, and it's really killed my roster when he gets injured. So I'm a little, like, jaded on that, but I love Mark Andrews. I think he's great. I think he's probably worth it here in, like, this 4th round area. These are the receivers who I'd much rather have than spending up for these guys. So I like that. I like waiting instead, but still getting them. T. Higgins, another same in the same boat. Guys like I like, don't love. Ridley I don't love, but he's, I think, probably being fairly appropriately drafted. Prescott I like. Baker's fine, whatever. I don't care for that. Warren, good. 3rd running back. You thin, super thin at running back. And then you filled out Roman Wilson, Davis, Shakir. So I like Davis, Shakir especially. I like the tight end room's fine. A little too strong on the tight ends, though. A little too thin at running back. I'm going to give this a B. And it's almost a minus for boring. It's a little bit boring, but there's nothing wrong with boring. Like, these guys will produce. It's going to be good, like, week in and week out from your top 5. There's really no question about that. Should be consistent, including Dak 6. I just don't love the depth and everything. So I'm going to go B. That's a solid roster. For my own, Bijan Cook, I love. Obviously I'm going to like these guys more, but, like, going back to the full PPR, DJ Moore, Reed, Brian Thomas, Mitchell. I'm not taking advantage of the type of scoring, I don't think, with who I ended up getting. Doesn't mean I might not have still taken them, keeping that in mind. But a little bit, My team kicks butt. Who's still around? Here, I'll see how many people go into one. But I gotta go Dave on here. My own team, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I would probably give myself an A just because I like it. But if I would give myself an A, it would probably be an A-. I do have some concerns about the roster build, especially for full PPR, especially. And I don't love tight end and quarterback here early. It gets me a little bit thin in some areas, whereas, when I can just take a Jaden Daniels here, or even here maybe because I pass up on this quarterback and everybody gets pushed back a little ways. It's, I don't know. It just makes me more risk adverse to injury, I believe, which I don't love because injuries will happen. Not Davon, AJ Brown. He let me down last year down the stretch, but he's I believe one of the best wide receivers in the league, and I love him and I love coming out. I think it's fantastic. Hopefully he'll be a little bit more consistent this year rather than just winning you 7 games in a row and then losing you like 5 games in a row. Wilson should be great. A little bit of risk with that too, but Jalen Hurts backing that up. So I think I talked quite a bit about this throughout. And then the running backs, I think that's a strong trio after you go strong in these other areas to start out with. You get this quarterback just a little bit later than the Josh Allen, and I don't think the production's a whole lot different. So I like that due to the spot of where you're drafting. I like Ladd. I don't like Sutton. I don't love the stretch. I think I would say this is probably, I think, the first, like, the best 7. The best top 7 here. So, Davon, I don't know if grade here. I guess I'm gonna go A minus, and it's because of down the stretch. I don't love what's going on from Cortland Sutton on down, like, at all. So it's kind of a strong minus, but I think when I'm just looking more at the starters here through 8 here through Ladd McConkey, that's one of my favorite rosters, easily competing with mine. In my opinion. I see what you did, and I like, just like I was talking about with Mikey's there. I really like the. It feels like you had a plan drafting. It feels like this isn't your first draft, which I feel is like kind of still maybe what mine feels like here, what the football extraordinaires looked like there. We'll do another. All right. We're going to do a 30-second draft. I'm not going to go through and grade them on this one. We'll get this one through. I don't like these videos to be too long because I do want people to try to watch them. But let's see here. We can go. What do I got to do? How do I just type it in Sleeper again? Okay. Mock draft it. New. We'll just keep the settings the same, just so it's easy on us. And I need to copy the invite link. Let's go. Link sent. How many people? I think it's deaf guys are all just high upside. Which, by the way, if you believe that, like, then I would like, they're not necessarily for me, but that's the way to draft deaf. I think you got to go upside. You don't need the running back. Like, one thing that annoys me a little bit with, I don't know if you guys watch Brett Coleman and the Bootleg podcast, which Brett Coleman is on. He does team reviews, and in part of that, because he's associated with Underdog, he looks at, like, values for team running backs. And some of the running backs he picks as a value, like, he's going as the running back 52. No, he should be going higher. And it's like, but that guy doesn't have upside. He doesn't become, if there's an injury, like, he's not even the one that becomes the guy who's going to get the most carries. Like, you don't want the running back 42. Just because the running back 54, you think on the season is going to perform like the running back 42, doesn't make him a good value, because the running back 42 is going to lose you every single freaking game if that's what you're playing. You need guys who are in those top 20, 30 running backs, really the top 20 to help you win games. So you got to draft for upside at a certain point, especially running back, I think. But the only thing is, you're drafting, like, a lot of times the upside is you got to also hope on an injury to happen, just like my Kendre Miller pick. Although I could see there is a small world where I think Kendre Miller could take over. All right, so who's all in here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Anybody else coming in? Let me know in chat if you are not in here and you want to join in. I'll do it around this final turn. Sure. I don't really like the... He's just... I don't think that Vikings offense is going to be very good and get in a whole lot of situations. That'll be great for running backs anyways. So that's just all it is for me. Plus, I think he's the RB3 there. Like, and settings, we are going to go to 30-second. So I'm going to have a little less time there. Two men. What? I mean, I could do a minute. Okay, alright. Look at that, the roll coming in with the real reasoning why. It definitely goes by quick, the 30 seconds. But alright. Got 4. Davon in here. Looks like that's going to be it. I haven't seen Michael since the analysis was finished. He hopped out of here too. His little green light was gone. So, Michael, sorry if I just haven't heard from you. So we're gonna start the draft. Let's roll, baby. Jefferson goes 1. Mr. Extraordinaire taking Christian McCaffrey at 2. What a deal. Jefferson 1. That's crazy. That's just craziness. Oh, Davon. You got 50 seconds. I don't think I can pause. Sorry. What did I do? Sorry, Davon. Monra, Bijan. Okay, getting a little bit of variety in here going into the roll. But by the time it gets to you, nothing too unique. Oh, shit. Sorry, man. Get him in for next week. Appreciate you trying. I thought your 2 minutes you were saying for the timer, especially when the roll said that right behind you. So I think I like JT more than Gibbs here. But I know I have Saquon higher. Oh, I'm going to get 2. Let's just do 2 running backs like the computer did around there last time. It just feels at that point like that's just the thing to do with how the board ends up. I appreciate the effort, Davon. And let them know next week, same time, every Thursday. And so far every week, like the first week, it was just me and the Extraordinaire hopped in to say hi. Last week, we had 3 of us. This week, 5. So it's growing every week. Lamb, ETN. Brown, Harrison for the roll. McCaffrey, Ayuk. Going San Fran heavy. Although, maybe Ayuk won't be on San Fran. So House of the Dragon. What's going to happen next episode? The Damon storyline has to move forward in this next episode, right? That's got to move beyond the visions and everything. Don't we think? I'm trying to think where they left us off on that. Oh, if Josh Jacobs had made it to me, I was thinking of going 3 running back as my third flex there. And just going hard. Waddle Pittman, I think. At the same time, I probably have Debo a little bit ahead of Waddle. Oh my gosh. I don't know what order I have these 3 in my rankings. Okay. We got Taylor. We go Pittman. We go higher ceiling. I mean, lower ceiling, higher floor. Nah. No, add it. Yeah, we'll stay off of the same team thing. Debo, Waddle. Debo, very injury prone, though. I don't like that. I should have just done Waddle and Mike Pittman. The roll. Neighbors again? No? Ken Walker. Mr. Touchdown Walker. ETN Henry last time around. And who you got, Davon? I wish the sleeper let you install your own rankings. White, ooh, going heavy running back this time around. Did you do that last time too? You're over here. No, you didn't. Kittle, Flowers, Ayuk, McCaffrey. Purdy, filling out the tight end quarterback again. That's why I was like, if Josh Jacobs was here, I was just gonna take him and just go straight wide receiver for like the next 7 picks after that. See, this is what I hate about I have the 9th pick in my draft, and like this is where James Cook goes. So I either have to reach for him or hope he falls, but like he won't. All right. So it's wide receiver central right now. I understand why. Oops. Amari Cooper? Christian Kirk? I'm trying to think where Terry's at. I know what Christian Kirk for sure is. And I know Amari Cooper. They're definitely next up in my rankings. All right. I can live with this. One of those is kind of boring, but shit. Brown, Harrison, Neighbors, not boring. Pickens, Walker. Who are we going to go next? Another rookie? Dunze? A quarterback in Joe Burrow? You keep drafting like this, I'm going to start sniping you just for the fun of it roll. I'm going to pick like teammate. I'm going to get every guy. I'm going to know who it is you want. Davon with Godwin. Godwin keep going in that spot right there. Y'all like him. I get it once we get to this point in wide receivers. I do get it. Seems like the wide receivers really die out this year. Not that there's not going to be good wide receivers, it's just picking the right one seems a little bit tougher. Probably because these rookies are going so darn early. Usually those were some of like the gems you could find late. The roll. Shucks. Team 10's a jerk. Real freaking jerk. Alright. Amir White went. God dang it, guys. Ah. Where's the timer? 19. Oh god. I'll go Lat Savior. And yeah, you know what? We're gonna trust these running backs. I guess we'll just bench Nick Chubb here for a little while and hope he's good. Yeah. Yeah. We'll get Chubb on our bench here. Probably end our wide receiver run there. Hope he's okay, or that's maybe a wasted pick. But hey, I've gotten over heck, I've gotten to the playoffs with losing like getting nothing out of 3 of my top 4 picks before, so we can always make up for it. All right, Thomas getting a little boom in that picture. All right. I'm asking a squad here from the Football Extraordinaire. I think I'm liking this one a little more than last time around. Though Purdy, a little early. Followed by Caleb. All right. We'll trust in the rook. I think Jordan Love might have been the one to go, but all right. All right, so we're gonna get Jay Daniels around here, that's for sure. And I think we just need to look at running backs, really. All right, we'll go Gus here. I was thinking of just going all Los Angeles Chargers running backs. Just make sure that I get their running back, and then just hope these two stay relatively healthy. I got my backup running back. I figure it out. Drop one of them at least throughout the season, and then mid-late season when the injuries are more realistic to be piling up, Nick Chubb comes in, reinforcements. Eckler, B-Rob, I like that. Nice job, Earl. I do like that. And, not shabby there with Herbie. Herbie Hancock. Call me the Dallas Davons. Oh, what have you done? Fergie? You got CD? Okay. Nothing, actually, I really like the CD Lamb Ferguson stack, and hey, nothing wrong with having Dak on top of that. Probably take one more quarterback just for like any weeks that they play against, I don't know, a good defense. San Francisco or something. Green Bay Packers. All right. I think, yeah, I could easily see a couple of injuries going on in Miami there, so we'll take I know we want Marshawn Lloyd, actually, and Ray Davis, kind of. Kendra Miller, Ray Davis. I don't know how I have them ranked. I'd really probably just choose whoever I have ranked highest. We'll just go Jalen Wright. Nothing wrong with that. Football extraordinary. What's stack you got? You got Caleb Williams, Roma Dunze. Is that the stack? San Fran, and you got the Purdy Kittle Ayuk stack. All right, multi-stacking, and McCaffrey. Okay, so now, I don't. That's a little too much. I do love it for practice, but your floor is incredibly high. Your ceiling. It's a little too much. But, I mean, it's. When you got three receivers playing, like, I could talk myself into, like, kind of being okay with it because they are kind of all good. But I probably wouldn't have gone Kittle. Be the only thing there. There we go. Palmer. Likely. Cora Mitchell. All right. I think I like this team better than your last one. Even with your freaking crazy stack. You crazy animal. McLaughlin's like RB5. Don't even. Oh, man. So I should not have gone Jalen Wright because actually I would have been just as happy taking Audric Estime, my last pick on this one. Okay, so I just don't think Ben Snott's ever going to take over. I absolutely love him. I think he's going to be a good tight end. I don't think he's going to get enough targets. I'm going to go with my two dark horse eye here with Noah Fant, Jelani Woods to finish this up. It's fun. I don't mind if I were drafting from here though. I really don't mind going the running back, and then just stacking up at least next 4 picks here, wide receiver, especially 3 wide receiver league there. How did you finish it up here with Braylon Allen? Another guy. I mean, he's so far down on that. I don't know what they're doing with running back there, actually. I shouldn't say anything. I don't know. Maybe he is the second man up. Very well might be. Davon. Oh, you took... See, I was thinking of taking J.K. Dobbins here, at least, to just get Edwards and Dobbins locked up. Shaheed, a little pop. Curtis Samuel, a little floor. A little pop, a little floor. A little flourish pop, maybe. Last year was so bad, and hopefully it's just a blip. A little bit of everything. Solid. Solid. The roll. Just freaking loving those rookies there. It's too early for me for these guys once again, but we know that. Too early for me for Bowers. He's the... Well, no. I talk out of my butt on that one. Bowers I'm fine with. Really like the running backs there. Like Kendre. Not a big Quentin Johnson fan, but it could work out fine. He could be the 2. Josh Palmer might not be. Hunter Henry, I don't know what he's done in the last 7 years that would drive you to take that, but okay. Bowers will be out there. Nice. Well drafted, gentlemen. All right. That was fun. Think we'll call it there, but I really appreciate you guys coming out, making this the 3rd annual mock draft-a-thon a success. Davon, get your buddy out here next week, and we might be getting close to having a full practice in here. And if we get to that point, we can see if y'all just want to do a real league. So just do one to keep track of. Set up a time. Do a league. You crazy. I turn off all my notifications. Actually, I don't. I do get quite a few of them. I turn them off when it's certain channels where that's part of the reason why I don't have content that comes out like every freaking day and stuff. I try to separate it out. It annoys me when I get something, emails, everything, but especially notifications because it's right to my phone a lot. Tank Dell is so underrated. How do people not see that Nico didn't do much until Tank got hurt? Well, that's not accurate. But Tank Dell, wide receiver 1 in November, 400, 500 yards. Yeah, I think I don't know that he's being underrated, but I do think that this time next year we could be saying, how did we underrate him? I definitely see the possibility. By the way, Frankie, then check out. You might enjoy my video tomorrow. I'll be looking at all 3 of the receivers for Houston, looking at their ADPs, whether they're worth it or not. Not going to give away the ending, but I think you'd probably enjoy the video, and I'm not that strong on my take on Tank Dell or anything, but yeah, check it out. I did that stack because Brandon might not be there. Yeah, they're and I joked about that too. We took him. I was like, wow, Brandon might not even be there. Uh, well, the role. I mean, I don't have my phone is logged into my personal YouTube, so I don't get any notifications. I'm on my computer is the one that's usually logged into my this account. Have a good night, Davon. Appreciate it, man. You take care. Hope you enjoy the content. If not, at least hope you enjoy coming in here and rocking out with us, getting some practice in for our drafts. All right, so 82% of people. Yeah, I mean that fits the audience coming in here. That most people are itching for the NFL season. So we will close that poll as we go to end another stream this week. Unlike last week, I will end it. I don't know if you guys caught it last week. There was a mistake, and my you can't see my there. You can kind of see my OBS on screen. No, you can't. I didn't turn that off, and all of a sudden, like 20 minutes after I was done streaming, a whole stream just started up. I don't know. I had to cancel it and then delete it. It's stupid. I got that notification. All right, peace out. Love you all. Tank's being drafted as a third wide receiver. I agree he could be the wide receiver one. I don't think it's not what I'm predicting, but I do agree, and I talk about that a little bit in the video. So just Frankie, just make sure that you freaking draft him then, because yeah, I do think that there's very much a possibility of that. I don't disagree. So I was gonna end the stream, but I don't want to. Frankie, you just got in here. I don't want to kill it if you got any other takes you want to talk about. Otherwise, closing up. But I'll give you a second. All right, cool, man. Hey, join us next week. We had about 5 people in here on the first draft, the longer draft that we did, which is 2 more than I had last week, which is 2 more than the week I had before that. Yeah, I drafted alone my first week doing this little segment. So every week it's growing. So hopefully we'll see you around next week on this, and I do appreciate the subscribe very much.